Listen carefully. This isn't motivation. This is a dismantling. The man you are today, the one sitting here scrolling half aware, is a predictable shadow. People know your patterns. They know your habits, your weaknesses, your soft spots. They can read you like a cheap book, and that is why they control you without lifting a finger. But in 21 days, you will no longer be recognizable, not even to yourself. You will become untouchable, cold when you need to be, calculated when others are chaotic. A figure people cannot predict, cannot manipulate, cannot weaken. You won't play their game, you'll own it. You'll learn to bend perception, to wield silence as a blade, and to move like a shadow no one dares chase. This is not self-improvement. This is Machiavellian reforging. This is dark psychology, stripped of sugarcoating, applied like steel against fire. If you follow what comes next, you'll be feared by some, respected by others, and envied by all. And that's exactly the point. So pause. Mark this moment. Comment below. Power has no mask. Write it, because this is the instant you stop living as prey and start becoming predator. 2. The first cut. Shedding your old self. Transformation begins with destruction. Before you can become unrecognizable, you must bury the man the world thinks it knows. That version of you, the one chained to old habits, old weaknesses, old comforts, he dies today. Understand this. Weakness is visible. It leaks through your posture, your tone, your excuses. People sense it. They exploit it. And as long as you cling to who you've been, you'll remain their puppet. So the first cut is brutal. You sever every trace of your predictable self. In the next 21 days, you will strip down to the bone. No more lazy routines, no more automatic reactions, no more, "That's just who I am." That phrase is poison. Who you were is irrelevant. Who you are becoming is everything. Every weakness must be starved, every comfort burned, every excuse executed. When people ask why you've changed, give them silence. When they push you back into your old ways, withdraw, detach. Make them uneasy. They should feel that you are slipping out of reach, turning into something colder, sharper. That's the sign the transformation has begun. And remember, the first cut hurts the most, but it also liberates. Once you kill your old self, no one can use him against you again. Write this in the comments to lock it into your mind. My old self is my first victim. Say it and believe it, because the only way forward is through his grave. 3. Silence as a weapon. Words betray. They reveal weakness, insecurity, hesitation. Most men destroy themselves not through action, but through speech. They speak too much. They explain. They justify. They reveal the map of their mind, and once exposed, others can exploit it. If you want to become unrecognizable, you must master the sharpest blade you already possess. Silence. Silence unsettles people. It creates a vacuum they cannot tolerate. They will rush to fill it with their own words, their own secrets, their own mistakes. You, meanwhile, will remain unreadable. That unreadability is power. In the next 21 days, begin cutting your words in half. Where you once explained, now answer briefly. Where you once argued, respond with a pause. Where you once defended yourself, simply look back without a word. Watch what happens. People will lean forward, desperate to interpret your quiet. They will assign meaning where none exists. They will fear what you might be thinking. That fear is leverage. Machiavelli understood this. The less others know of your true thoughts, the more control you hold. Mystery bends perception. The unknown makes you larger than life. People cannot fight what they cannot measure. They cannot weaken what they cannot touch. Silence is your armor and your weapon. It protects you and it strikes them. Do not mistake silence for weakness. Weak men are silent because they are afraid. You will be silent because you are in control. Every pause, every withheld word, every calculated look becomes a test. And they will fail that test without even realizing it. So train yourself in conversations, in conflicts, in moments where ego screams to defend itself. Do nothing. Hold your silence like a sword at their throat. you'll notice quickly, respect follows, fear follows, and with it, power. Comment below to commit yourself. My silence speaks louder than weakness. Let that be the creed you sharpen each day until silence becomes second nature. 4. The mask of detachment. Attachment is the enemy of power. It makes you predictable. It makes you vulnerable. The world knows this, and it exploits it. Friends, lovers, colleagues, even strangers. They watch what you cling to, and they learn how to pull your strings. The man who cannot detach is the man who can always be broken. If you want to be unrecognizable in 21 days, you must master detachment. Cold, deliberate, ruthless detachment. This does not mean apathy. It does not mean you stop caring about outcomes. It means you no longer bleed for them. Your emotions are no longer currency for others to spend. Think of it like this. When you're invested in how people see you, they own you. When you need validation, they control you. When you cannot walk away from situations, you are enslaved by them. Detachment shatters these chains. You must cultivate the ability to walk away from anyone, anything, at any time, and never look back. That's when true freedom begins. Here's your training. For the next 21 days, practice emotional stillness. When someone insults you, remain unmoved. When someone praises you, remain unmoved. Both flattery and criticism are traps designed to test your balance. Your power lies in your indifference. Let others rise and fall with every word spoken. You will stand unshaken, a monument of stone. Detachment also sharpens your judgment. Most people can't make clear decisions because they're too entangled by affection, fear, anger, or desperation. But once you detach, you see people for what they are, not for what you want them to be. You become colder, but you also become clearer. And clarity is power. Machiavelli wrote that a ruler must be both loved and feared, but if forced to choose, always feared. Detachment ensures you are never enslaved by love, by need, by dependence. You may accept affection, but you never depend on it. You may enjoy connection, but you never need it. You become untouchable because no one holds the strings anymore. Detach, and you'll notice something strange. People chase you more. They feel your independence, and it terrifies them. They mistake your calm for superiority, and in truth, it is. Mark this moment in the comments. Detachment is my armor. Say it with conviction, because once you master detachment, no one can wound you, no one can own you, and that is the beginning of cold power. 5. Rebuilding identity through power. The first half of transformation is destruction, shedding your old self, embracing silence, mastering detachment. But destruction without reconstruction is emptiness. You don't want emptiness, you want dominance. The next stage is rebuilding your identity brick by brick as something sharper, colder, stronger, an identity forged in power, not in weakness. Understand this, identity is not who you are. Identity is who you project. Most men make the mistake of believing their identity is fixed, some fragile truth within them. It isn't. Identity is theater, it's performance, it's a mask. And the mask you choose determines how the world reacts to you. So, what identity do you build? An untouchable one. A man who doesn't bend under pressure, who doesn't break under insult, who doesn't collapse under temptation. The kind of man who speaks little, moves deliberately, and radiates a presence people can feel the second he enters a room. You will not beg for respect. You will embody it until it is given to you without question. Your training here is deliberate. For the next 21 days, every action you take must align with your new identity. Stop saying yes to things that do not serve you. Stop seeking comfort in people who weaken you. Stop explaining yourself to those unworthy of your time. Every no you deliver, every silence you hold, every step you take with purpose, each is a brick in your new fortress of identity. This is how power psychology works. People believe what they see more than what they hear. If you project dominance consistently, they will treat you as dominant. If you project mystery, they will treat you as unfathomable. If you project stillness, they will wonder what depths you're hiding. You don't convince people with words. you bend them with presence. And here's the truth most don't want to face. People need to believe in someone stronger than themselves. The world is full of followers searching for a leader. By rebuilding your identity with cold precision, you position yourself as that leader, not by asking, not by demanding, but by simply being. They will orbit you. They will submit to your gravity. Machiavelli understood this deeply. Power is perception. Appear strong even when you feel weak. Appear confident even when the ground shakes beneath you. Appear unmovable even when you calculate your next step in silence. Over time, appearances solidify into reality, and soon even you will forget who you were before, because the mask becomes the man. This is not arrogance. This is survival. This is how kings were built. This is how predators endure while prey perish. So tell me, are you willing to wear the mask until it fuses with your flesh? If yes, write this in the comments now. I build power, brick by brick. Etch it into your mind. Because from this point forward, every breath, every step, every glance must serve the construction of your unrecognizable self. 6. The calculated predator. Now that you've begun to rebuild your identity, it's time to sharpen the edge that separates prey from predator. Understand this. The world is not a level field. It never has been. It is a battlefield of dominance, manipulation, and control. Some feed, others are fed upon. And if you wish to become unrecognizable in 21 days, you must step fully into the role of predator, cold, calculated, patient. A predator does not rush. He does not flinch. He does not chase blindly. He studies. He observes. He calculates. This is where dark psychology becomes your weapon. Most people reveal themselves quickly through their insecurities, their need for validation, their emotional outbursts. Watch closely. In silence and detachment, they will show you exactly where their weaknesses lie. That is when you strike. The calculated predator knows timing is everything. Too soon and you expose yourself. Too late and you miss the opportunity. Power is seized in the perfect moment of imbalance, when others are distracted, emotional, or desperate. You must learn to see these fractures in real time. Imagine yourself as a hunter in the wild. While the herd panics, you remain still, watching, waiting. Then, when the opening presents itself, you move with precision, swift, surgical, unforgiving. But make no mistake, the predator is not reckless cruelty. He does not destroy without reason. He chooses targets with strategy. Every move has purpose: to secure more influence, to test loyalty, to eliminate threats, to increase leverage. This is Machiavelli's principle made flesh. It is better to be feared than loved, but best of all is to be both. Fear keeps them cautious. Respect keeps them close. Together, they keep you untouchable. You must also understand the predator's greatest strength: patience. The weak demand instant gratification. They chase pleasure, validation, recognition now. But the predator waits. He can starve for days if it means striking with certainty. Apply this to your life. Resist impulses. Resist distractions. Resist the need to prove yourself quickly. Power comes to those who wait in shadows while others burn themselves in the spotlight. For the next 21 days, practice calculated restraint. In conversations, don't rush to respond. Let others reveal themselves first. In conflicts, don't rush to react. Study your opponent before you move. In opportunities, don't rush to leap. Wait until hesitation from others makes your path inevitable. This is how you begin to dominate without appearing desperate. And here's the truth. People fear the predator not because of what he does, but because of what he could do. Possibility is more terrifying than reality. Your presence, your silence, your cold calculation, they will sense it. They will feel the hidden threat in every glance, every pause, every word you withhold. You don't need to roar. Your stillness will say everything. This shift will unsettle those around you. They will whisper, they will test you, they will wonder why you've changed. Let them. Confusion is another form of control. You are no longer the predictable man they once knew. You are the storm they can't predict. Engrave this into your mind and comment it below. I am predator, never prey. Make those words your vow, because from this moment on, you don't move like the herd. You move like the hunter in the dark, silent, patient, inevitable. 7. Mastery of influence and manipulation. Predators survive through patience. Kings endure through perception. But true rulers, the ones who control the unseen strings, master influence and manipulation. If you want to be unrecognizable in 21 days, you cannot just build strength for yourself. You must learn to bend the will of others without them realizing it. This is not charm. This is not persuasion. This is power psychology at its purest form. First, understand influence begins with perception. People are drawn not to who you are, but to who they believe you are. Your silence, your detachment, your predator's patience, these have already begun to craft a reputation. Protect it ruthlessly, guard it carefully. Every word you speak, every move you make must feed the illusion of control. When people believe you are strong, they give you strength. When they believe you are dangerous, they act with caution. Perception bends reality. Second, master the art of selective disclosure. Reveal little, but reveal strategically. If you give away nothing, you become unreachable. But if you reveal just enough, people will mistake their guesses for truth. This is Machiavelli's brilliance. Give the people a piece of yourself, then let them imagine the rest. Their imagination will always paint you larger, stronger, more dangerous than you are. Never underestimate how far illusion carries real influence. Third, understand people's drives. Dark psychology teaches us that most men are predictable slaves to fear, desire, ego, and comfort. Learn to read these triggers in others. The man who fears failure can be pushed into recklessness. The man who craves validation can be controlled with praise. The one who worships comfort can be paralyzed by uncertainty. Every person reveals their lever. Once you identify it, you can move them at will. But manipulation is not about cruelty. It is about positioning. Sometimes you push to weaken an enemy. Sometimes you pull to strengthen an ally. Sometimes you dangle what they want most, only to watch them betray themselves to reach for it. The true manipulator does not need to raise his voice, nor flex his muscle. He whispers, he nudges, he plants seeds in the mind and lets them grow until others think the choice was theirs. For the next 21 days, begin experimenting with micro-influence. Pause before every interaction and ask, what does this person want most right now? Then, frame your words or your silence around that. If they crave attention, give them less. If they crave approval, give them doubt. If they crave control, give them choices that all lead where you want them to go. Influence is not brute force. It is guiding rivers until they flow exactly where you wish. You must also master the mask of empathy. People trust those who appear to understand them. Listen more than you speak. Nod, mirror, repeat their words back to them. In their mind, you become an ally. Meanwhile, you are cataloging their weaknesses, their fears, their ambitions, and when the time comes, you will decide whether to weaponize that knowledge or protect it for later leverage. Either way, the power is yours. The greatest manipulators of history, Caesar, Napoleon, Machiavelli himself, understood this. People want to be led. They want someone to tell them what to do, to give them meaning, to shield them from uncertainty. Influence is not about forcing obedience. It's about making obedience feel natural. Once they trust your mask, once they crave your approval, once they believe in your strength, they will follow without chains. This stage is dangerous because with power comes temptation. But remember, manipulation is not a game. It is a weapon. Use it carelessly and it will turn on you. Use it with precision and it will elevate you above everyone around you. So lock this into your mind and write it in the comments now. I bend perception. I command reality. This will be your oath moving forward. Because from this day, you are no longer just building yourself. You are shaping the battlefield around you, and the one who controls the battlefield always wins. 8. Ruthless discipline and self-mastery. Influence and manipulation shape the outside world. But there is a truth most men ignore. The greatest battlefield is within. If you cannot master yourself, you will never master others. The predator collapses without discipline. The ruler falls without control. Self-mastery is not glamorous. It is not loud. It is cold, relentless discipline, day after day, without excuse, without weakness. This is where most men fail. This is where you will not. Understand this. Men destroy themselves not because the enemy is strong, but because they are slaves to their impulses. Comfort, laziness, desire, anger. These are chains, and every man who wears them is nothing but prey. You want to be unrecognizable in 21 days? You break those chains. You replace weakness with discipline. Discipline means you no longer negotiate with yourself. Your emotions don't matter. Your mood doesn't matter. The mission is all that matters. If you said you would wake up early, you wake up early. If you said you would train, you train until the body screams. If you said you would abstain, you abstain. Your word to yourself is law. Break that law and you reveal weakness. Keep it and you forge steel. This is why discipline is feared, because discipline transforms. A man with discipline becomes untouchable. He cannot be bribed with comfort, seduced by distraction, or broken by temptation. He becomes a machine, cold, efficient, unrelenting. And while others waste their lives in softness, he grows sharper each day. For the next 21 days, you must design your life as a fortress of discipline. Cut away indulgence, eliminate wasted hours, remove excuses. If an action does not serve your transformation, destroy it. Each day, push further into discomfort until pain becomes fuel. You are not chasing happiness. You are constructing power. Machiavelli warned rulers against indulgence. The prince who succumbs to pleasure weakens himself, and weakness invites rebellion. The same applies to you. Discipline is not optional, it is survival. And it is not about intensity, it is about consistency. Anyone can train hard for a day. Few can rise for 21 days without faltering. That is why so few become unrecognizable. That is why you will. But self-mastery extends beyond discipline of the body. It is mastery of the mind. Anger, control it. Fear, harness it. Desire, redirect it. Weak men are ruled by emotions. Powerful men rule their emotions like kings over armies. When you learn to pause before reacting, to act without emotion clouding judgment, you gain a weapon most men will never hold. And here is the truth. The man who masters himself terrifies others. Why? Because he cannot be controlled. Society thrives on controlling men with distraction, pleasure, and fear. When those no longer move you, you become something rare, something dangerous, something untouchable. You must also master solitude. Discipline requires isolation. When others are wasting time, you must retreat into training, into study, into silence. Solitude sharpens the blade of your mind. It removes the noise of the herd. It teaches you to stand alone without crumbling. In solitude, you will feel discomfort, but that discomfort is proof you're breaking free. So ask yourself, can you be alone with your own mind for hours without distraction? Can you suffer quietly while others seek comfort? Can you endure repetition, monotony, boredom without breaking? If yes, you are already ahead of the herd. If not, then this is your crucible. For the next 21 days, every act of discipline will be a strike against your old self. Every time you wake when you want to sleep, every time you push when you want to stop, every time you remain silent when anger burns inside, you are carving yourself into something unrecognizable. Do not forget this. Self-mastery is not the end goal. It is the foundation. Without it, all other power collapses. With it, you are indestructible. So declare your vow in the comments now. Discipline is my throne. Self-mastery is my crown. Write it, because this is the foundation upon which you build the final stages of cold power. 9. Commanding fear and respect. Up to this point, you've dismantled the old self, mastered silence, worn the mask of detachment, rebuilt identity, sharpened the predator's patience, learned influence, and forged discipline. But all of it leads here, to commanding fear and respect. These are not opposites, they are twin blades. When wielded together, they make you unstoppable. Understand this, most men want to be liked. They beg for approval, smile too often, soften their edges so others feel comfortable. That is weakness. Likability is fleeting. Respect endures. Fear endures. When people like you, they consume you. When they respect you, they follow you. When they fear you, they do not dare betray you. The man who commands both sits on a throne no one dares challenge. But let's be precise. Fear is not brutality. It is not random cruelty. A tyrant inspires rebellion. A strategist inspires caution. Fear is created when others recognize you as someone who cannot be crossed without consequence. It's the quiet knowledge that betraying you carries a cost too high. That cost could be social exile, withdrawal of your favor, exposure of their weakness, or the cold certainty that you will strike back harder. Respect is different. Respect comes when your presence commands attention, when your word carries weight, when your actions are consistent with power. Respect is earned through control of yourself and mastery of your environment. People respect what they cannot shake. They respect the man who does not bend, who does not flinch, who does not need. To command both fear and respect, you must live with precision. Every interaction is an opportunity to reinforce your aura. Walk with calm control, never rushing, never frantic. Speak with measured authority, never rambling, never explaining too much. Enforce boundaries with steel. When someone oversteps, correct them swiftly, without apology. People must know where your line is, and they must know you will defend it. Machiavelli said, "It is better to be feared than loved if you cannot be both. But if you are disciplined, detached, and coldly strategic, you can hold both." The trick is balance. Too much fear and you become resented. Too much love and you become weak. The perfect mix makes you magnetic. People respect your strength, yet tread carefully around your shadow. Over the next 21 days, practice embodying this balance. In your workplace, become the one who never breaks under pressure. In your social circles, become the one who never explains himself, yet delivers results without failure. In conflict, become the one who speaks least, but acts most decisively. You will notice the shift. People will begin to move differently around you. Their words will become more careful, their tone more respectful. Some will envy you, some will fear you, and both reactions are useful. But remember, the point of commanding fear and respect is not vanity. It is protection. A man feared and respected is not easily betrayed. He is not easily ignored. He is not easily used. That is how you remain untouchable in a world designed to exploit weakness. So engrave this creed into your mind and into the comments. I demand respect. I command fear. Write it boldly, because the man who masters both is no longer just surviving. He is ruling, and rulers are remembered. 10. The final transformation. Becoming untouchable. 21 days. That is all it takes to kill who you were and to build who you must become. The transformation is not magic, it is method. Every cut, every silence, every mask, every act of discipline has been leading here to the final stage, becoming untouchable. Untouchable does not mean invisible. It means impervious. It means that no insult pierces you, no temptation breaks you, no manipulation bends you. You are not swayed by love, not weakened by hate, not distracted by comfort. You stand alone in cold power. The herd cannot reach you. The enemy cannot move you. The world cannot define you. To become untouchable, you must fuse every lesson into one existence. Your silence must now be second nature, an aura of control. Your detachment must shield you like armor. Your predator's patience must guide your moves. Your mastery of influence must shape your environment. Your discipline must keep you sharp, and your command of fear and respect must elevate you above the noise. At this stage, you no longer practice these traits. You embody them. They are not tools in your hand, they are your flesh and blood. This is the secret. Once you wear the mask long enough, it ceases to be a mask. The mask becomes the man. You will look in the mirror and no longer see the prey who once begged for approval, who once drowned in weakness, who once feared standing alone. That man is gone, dead, buried. In his place stands a figure of stone and shadow, a man others whisper about but cannot reach. That is the untouchable self. But here is the truth they will never tell you. Becoming untouchable is not about destroying others. It is about freeing yourself, free from the leash of other people's opinions, free from the chokehold of your old habits, free from the constant need to prove your worth. Untouchable men do not need the world's validation. They define themselves, and when you define yourself, the world bends to your gravity. For the rest of your life, you will carry this presence. Walk into a room and the atmosphere will shift. Speak, and your words will echo louder because they are rare. Remain silent, and your silence will weigh heavier than another man's speech. You will not need to force power. It will radiate because you've become the man who cannot be shaken. That is the final transformation, untouchable, unrecognizable, undeniable. Now lock this moment into your mind forever. Write this in the comments. I am untouchable. That phrase is not a wish. It is a declaration. It is the seal on your 21-day transformation. And if this monologue has struck you, if it has ignited the fire within, then you know what to do. This is Mental Fort, and here we build unbreakable minds. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, because this is only the beginning. Each lesson, each strategy, each weapon of the mind we release here will sharpen you further. The world wants you soft. We will make you steel. Comment your creed, like, subscribe, and never forget, the transformation is real. The untouchable man is not a myth. He is you, reborn in 21 days.